Good morning. My name is Sean Dex and I welcome you back. I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for your daily Bitcoin analysis video. I have Krisha with me over here. Krisha, say hi.
What's up, you guys?
And Krisha, Bitcoin at $13,000. We have a lot to talk about today. I have my Ichimoku set up over here, and hey, by the way, to all of you watching at home, to all of you Mango Seed members especially, I have a very, very exciting announcement. The long-awaited, the much-anticipated Ichimoku module is finally ready for all Seed members. It's uploaded on Teachable. All you have to do is go on over to the curriculum like you usually would, and right over here, Mastering the Ichimoku Module 13, guys. This module is 5 hours long, 15 sections, more like 16 sections actually, but please guys, take it slow. Take it patiently. There's no need to rush this. I've broken down every single one of the components in a way that once you are done this module, you will have such a deep understanding of the Ichimoku that you guys will understand more than even Krisha over here. Krisha, the oracle, Krisha, the magical oracle who's been getting every single call right. But no, really, as you guys can see, there's a lot of effort, a lot of love, a lot of sweat put into this. I've put a lot of time into just figuring out what not to talk about. Believe me, I could have spent 20 hours just on the Ichimoku, alright? But the way I've explained it, the way I've used analogies to talk about things that nobody else out there talks about. You won't find this stuff on YouTube or books or any of that, alright? So don't rush through this, guys. Remember what Seed is all about. Journey before destination. Take it slow, and the glory, the victories will come in time. So yeah, here it is, guys, the Ichimoku. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for it.
I've been waiting for it. I mean, guys, Sean isn't kidding when he said that, if you watch that entire module, you'll probably end up knowing more than me, because he didn't allow me to sit in the room while he was recording the entire thing. And the thing is that everything I know about the Ichimoku Cloud, now you guys have been watching our videos for like the longest time. It is a very critical part of our analysis. Now, everything I learned from him, okay? And guys, honestly, I don't mean to brag here, but it's been helping me so much in really forecasting even this move that we just currently got, right? Now, I learned everything from Sean, and and I feel like I don't know everything, especially since he spent 5 hours on that. So, Sean, there are a lot of secrets, eh? You just have not divulged yet.
It's kind of cute because Krisha kept trying to get information out of me throughout the creation of this module. She's like, tell me this, tell me that. I'm like, nope, you're going to have to watch the module just like everyone else. She likes shortcuts. She's always liked shortcuts, and I've never, ever allowed her to have shortcuts. So, yeah, guys, this is your opportunity, all of you, to watch the module. Don't rush it, though, please. I feel like I'm convincing you guys to rush it. But this is your opportunity to be better than Krisha, as long as you guys watch it and actually watch it. Don't just try to rush through it. And remember, you can always go back to the previous modules. You can stop halfway through this module, rewatch the first half, then finish the rest. It's self-paced. You have lifetime access, right? So don't rush it, guys. Take it slow, and let's go ahead now and talk about BTC. Krisha, you know what was awesome about Bitcoin this time around? That we got the most perfect Ichimoku setup while the course was in its creation. So I got to talk about the Ichimoku. So even though I was not doing the daily analysis, I felt like I was doing daily analysis because I was talking about the charts to the live examples, right? In the program, we were talking about various setups on the Ichimoku, and it showed up, right, on the daily and the 2-day time frame. 2 really good Ichimoku setups showed up, and I was talking about it in the module too, that the kind of setups that we got recently, it's those kind of magical golden setups that you don't get too often with the Ichimoku, right? And we got them this time, and what do you know? We just shot on over to the upsides. There's so much to talk about, and I just don't know where to start. So let's go ahead and just first do a recap on what we discussed when we did our video last time, right, together. I'm going to turn off my Ichimoku just temporarily, and I'm going to turn on my horizontals, because that's where we had started off. We had used the higher time frame analysis. I'm not going to go through that again, but we had drawn this rising broadening wedge coming in all the way from May, right? And we were looking at this area over here, this pink zone between 9,910 and 10,500, right? So essentially 10,000 to 10,500. We looked at this area and we're like, this is looking like an accumulation area. I'm not going to get bearish until this area breaks down. In fact, I think that we are going to be bouncing from around here, right? That was my specific thoughts. That was me saying, guys, let's wake up. In fact, those were my exact words. Guys, wake up. Time to stop sleeping. That was when Bitcoin was in this juncture over here, October 6th. We talked about how there's a potential Bitcoin could go all the way up to 13,500 to 13,900-ish. What do you know, Krisha? I wake up today, price is sitting at 13,250. Target almost acquired. Thoughts, Krisha?
I mean, you were looking at the entire consolidation that we had, right? Now, and I know that you were looking at that you just mentioned, that larger sort of broadening wedge, right? The rising broadening wedge.
Yes.
Right. So you had that, but I also had like some sort of confluence in terms of the overall symmetrical triangles that I was eyeing, which pretty much formed in that daily cloud, right?
Yes.
And then we saw a break of that. The break of the symmetrical triangle was Bitcoin actually breaking that cloud. So it was all perfect and it all lined up and there's just so much freaking confluence.
There's so much confluence across the board. You're so right on that. In fact, we did talk about just that, right? When we were in this zone over here within the cloud, and we were also that was around the same time we had done the long-term analysis on this rising broadening wedge, and we said, hey guys, it's time to pay attention. But if you're in doubt, what did we say, Krisha? We said just wait for one of two things to happen. Wait for the cloud to either break towards the downside. In that case, we're going to have a move all the way down to around 8,000-ish, possibly. Or wait for the cloud to break to the upside. And look at that, Krisha. We got the perfect trade right over there.
Yeah.
Cloud broke towards the upside, retested it, and then continuation. Again, the bullish TK crossover here too, blue over red, looking good, and continuation. In fact, I do also want to show off the Mango Dynamic Indicator that called it yet again perfectly across multiple time frames right over here. Boom, trending so well, giving you so many buy opportunities, which is why I love this thing, man. Very, very, very few trend indicators are ever so tight, especially on the higher time frames, to give you a good trend as well as give you good buy opportunities on the way. So yeah, so Bitcoin was so generous, which is why I was telling people the trade, the easy trade, the Mango trade this time is not on all coins. It is on Bitcoins. It is on Bitcoin to collect the Bitcoins. And I'm really excited, Krisha. You can hear my voice. I'm pretty sure everyone can, right? Woof. Bitcoin, $13,000. So, Krisha, any thoughts on the daily before we switch on over to the other time frames?
Well, I mean, it's bullish. I mean, we're clearly not even trending on the daily. We're trending on something much, much lower. So, honestly, I think this wants to have continuation, but I'm going to leave this up to you. I mean, they already have my thoughts, Sean. So I'm looking at the next region I'm personally looking at is 13.9K.
Yeah, same here. I am going to turn on my horizontal one more time, and I want to eye this, or rather highlight this 12,600 level that I was looking for the daily to close above. We closed above it, and also got a quick little retest, got front run a little bit, and it looks like we might see continuation. But Krisha, what I am really, really excited about, that I've been talking about for a very long time now, is the 4-day time frame. Okay, I'm going to go back on to the 4-day time frame. I'm going to hide my horizontals. I'm going to turn on my Mango Dynamic. Okay, first things first, let me rephrase, or rather reiterate what I was looking for on the 4-day time frame the last time we discussed. I said we can keep this very, very simple. We can play this on the higher time frames. We can keep it Mango, keep it stress-free, look at the Mango Dynamic Indicator, and all of you guys could have, all you had to do, right, even though you guys don't have access to this, you guys all just have to look at this line over here and note it down on your notepad, because it hasn't budged since. And I said, hey guys, all we have to do is wait for the 4-day time frame to clear this level over here. That's all we have to do. If it clears above, it's going to give us the same trade that we took last time during Christmas, right? Last year, it was the same setup. 4-day, putting in a symmetrical, like ascending triangle. If it breaks to the upside, take the trade. If it doesn't, just be patient. What do you know? Broke towards the upside, flipped green as well. Continuation ever since then. Like, it's a good 20% trade. Not just that now, Krisha. After breaking this towards the upside and having the continuation, we've gone ahead and done the second thing I was looking for the bigger move. And on the 4-day time frame, Krisha, we have done something spectacular. I'm going to go ahead now, switch on to a different tab because I want a clean chart. I think this one should be good, and here it is. Let me clear out my Ichimoku. This horizontal right over here, guys, on the 4-day time frame, coming in at $12,113. We have not closed a 4-day above that level in a very, very long time. The last time we did that was actually 2017 December. That was the last time we saw confirmation, right, above that level. So what am I looking for, Krisha, over here? I'm not looking for just a 4-day candle close. I want to see 2 4-day candle closes for me to be convinced. Why? Because this is that important of a level. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the structure being broken and confirmed as a break?
Well, this is Sean, we close this candle tomorrow, right? Today's a Thursday?
Yes. So tomorrow,
yes, we close
10 hours.
Tomorrow. Look at how strong this picture looks right now. I mean, it's looking promising. I think that this candle may very well actually close over that 12,100 region that you're eyeing, right? And I actually brought this up yesterday, and I give you props for this, by the way, this level on the 4-day time frame. That I think we could very well actually close over. But now question is, can we actually see support again now, right? Can we see those 2 consecutive candle body closes over that region? That's going to be the main tell.
Now the question is, what does Bitcoin do from over here? Does Bitcoin simply just continue from over here, or does Bitcoin pull back and give everyone the buy opportunity that they are looking for? Krisha, what do you think? Does Bitcoin pull back?
So I actually see a couple of things on the chart. However, they're not strong enough to really warrant a pullback. Now, this one thing that I'm looking at is something I really like, which is a Kumo twist.
Ooh, what time
frame?
So
I'm noticing there's a 4-day Kumo twist that's coming in.
Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh. Ooh, I think that I'm not too keen on that one, Krisha. The way the 4-day Tenkin has been held up so well over the last 3 4-day candles, I don't see that breaking, but there's some disequilibrium between the Tenkin as well as the Kijun and the Cloud, so it is a possibility. I'd only be looking for that if we lose the Tenkin first. That's 11,350-ish.
Yeah. So, but I'm also looking at the fact that if we close over this region, okay, so what do we usually see when it comes to really, these big breaks of major points of resistance? Now, this break that we got at that 12K region, Sean, this is major.
Yeah,
we have not done this since the last bull market. Yeah. And usually when you see things like this, you see that sort of pullback, at least a test. Although I'll say this one thing, the momentum is serious here, and the volatility is also serious. Yeah. But I'll be kind of, I'm going to be having my fingers crossed for a retest. But that's honestly the only thing that's tipping me off right now on a retest, on a potential retest.
Well, personally, I wouldn't really mind if Bitcoin kept continuing from over here. That's probably because I am biased towards that. I already have a position in. But if we do come down over here at around 12,000, I'd be looking for Bitcoin to support that. I'd really want Bitcoin to support that, because if we do break that and give it up that quickly, it's going to end up being a very, very ugly picture, and it just makes it harder to trade, because then we're going to have to deal with a new candle close at 12,800. But hey, the charts don't always give you what you want, right? I do want to talk about something in particular that does so essentially, you talked about how we could possibly see a Kumo twist pullback, right? So a deeper pullback. Now, I was looking for a deeper pullback initially when we were at the 11,000 region the first time, when we came and smacked up against the 12,000, 11,500 region. I was looking for the deeper pullback, and I think we got that. The deep pullback was 9,700-ish in my opinion. Let's switch on over to the weekly, Krisha, and I'm going to switch on over to the BLX chart. Actually, I have my BLX tab open over here, and I do want to talk about this because you and I, we specifically talked about this. I think it was a couple of weeks ago when we pulled up the long-term time frame analysis, where we talked about Bitcoin in the weekly, the monthly, etc. And we also talked about Bitcoin's historical performance against the Ichimoku, right? And I'm going to go back all the way now to 2016. And Krisha, if you do remember, we talked about how, hey, in 2016, Bitcoin popped on over to the cloud, right? Popped over and confirmed above it, just like we did recently right over here, right? We popped over the cloud and confirmed above it. But when Bitcoin did that last time too, in 2016, before the bull run, we came and got sucked back down towards the Kijun Tenkin, right? found equilibrium, consolidated for a few weeks, and then started the massive bull run. So we were looking for that. We were looking for the pullback towards the Tenkin and the Kijun. And in my opinion, I think we already got that, Krisha. Let's go back on over to the cloud over here on the weekly. We popped on over to the cloud, right? We confirmed about the cloud, got the pullback towards the Tenkin. Yes, we didn't get all the way to the Kijun, but the chart has matured a lot more since 2016. We have 4 years matured since. So we got support on the Tenkin 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks of tests on the Tenkin was supported, popped on over to the cloud again. I think we are about to start the bull run. We have the entire setup. We tested the cloud, confirmed above it, got the suck back onto the Tenkin, retook the cloud. Cloud is green. Bull run is on, in my opinion, guys.
This sounds like a proper Bitcoin commentary right now. Like we're playing like basketball or something. That's funny. But no, I think so too. I think the bull run is here, if not around the corner.
In my opinion, Krisha, the bull run is not around the corner. The bull run was actually here 2 or 3 corners ago. When we saw the cloud twist green, both of us got excited. You and I, that morning, we got so excited because the last time Bitcoin's cloud twisted green was 2016, all the way somewhere around here. Because remember, guys, the cloud is forecasted ahead of time. And even over here, the cloud was actually shown to us. Let's go around all the way here when Bitcoin was around 9,000-ish. That's when Krisha and I got long-term super bullish on Bitcoin because, hey, cloud at the end of the day is king. And wow, I'm pretty excited, Krisha. Yes, we're going to see pullbacks, but those pullbacks are always going to be buy opportunities. But trade safely, though. Always manage your risk accordingly. Krisha, any thoughts?
No, as in right now, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, I'm trying to play on the fence in that, and that's not right. Okay, if I had to be completely honest, I mean, you're right in that we actually got the first signs of us starting a new bull run a while ago.
Yep.
Right. So we actually broke a macro trend as well. I'm currently on the BLX chart on that weekly time frame. If you just sort of, draw a trend line connecting those highs at 20K going all the way to 14K, you'll notice that trend line has been broken now for some time.
In fact,
we came down, we tested the same trend line that we broke.
Exactly.
And we bounced right off of it.
Yep.
So cloud is green. This is a bullish picture. I think you're right, Sean. I think we're starting a run. Yeah.
So I've gone ahead and turned on my horizontals for all the viewers at home, and we do have that bull flag that we drew like months and months ago, right? On the BLX chart, on the macro time frame, that Bitcoin broke towards the upside, retested on the weekly time frame, Krisha, and now we're seeing continuation. It was as simple as that. If you like to play patterns, it was as simple as that. And hey, I'm excited. But again, you got to always temper that excitement and trade according to your rules. Don't let your emotions get in the way. So Krisha, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the lower time frames, see what's going on over there. We can perhaps look at the 12-hour and the 4-hour before we wrap up the video because, hey, things are exciting. People want to know what's going to happen in the next day or so. Though you and I don't like trading like that. You and I like to look at the higher picture to keep the chop out of our heads. But hey, let's go ahead and look. I did look at the 4-hour. We were putting in a bull flag that looked like we were about to break towards the upside. This is the 4-day here. Let me switch on over to the 4-hour and... Okay, yeah, so we did break that 4-hour bull flag towards the upside, and we retested it as well already.
Look at that! Look at the buyback, Sean, on this current 4-hour candle. Like that's it's looking good. It looks like it won't stop continuation. This is freaking bullish as hell.
Yep. And I see a lot of people looking for bullish or bearish divergences in these kind of situations. And guys, I'd really recommend caution, especially in an environment like this. Your divergence play should be like the 3rd or 4th thing that you look at only for confirmation after everything else has been satisfied. If you try to short Bitcoin just because you're seeing bearish divergence without even confirmation, a lot of people don't fully understand how to play divergences to begin with. For those of you in the C program, please go ahead and watch the Momentum Oscillator module. In fact, I have it right over here. Let me just go ahead and show it quickly. The Momentum Oscillator module is actually the one right before the Ichimoku module. And as you guys can see, there's a lot more to momentum oscillators than people think, right? And that's why I recommend people if you don't fully understand your divergences and how to actually play them, you will do more harm to yourself than good if you try to play it, right? So you're better off just completely ignoring it than actually trying to play something that you don't fully understand. So at the moment, this is looking good to me, right? This is looking like it wants to continue. I'm not seeing the weakness that I would look for before even looking at the momentum oscillators for bearish divergence. Krisha, what are your thoughts? Continuation or pullback from here?
Honestly, Sean, so this is something that I mentioned in yesterday's video, right? If I'm looking for continuation, first I really look to find where is that trend being established. Right now, believe it or not, we're still sort of holding that 1 hour uptrend. So as long as we're holding the 1 hour uptrend, we're currently living over the 1 hour 10 SMA as well. I think this could very well see continuation.
Yep.
It's if and only if we start losing that 21 EMA to the downside, only then will I really be looking for that pullback. But for now, that trend is intact. There is nothing really telling us that this wants to see continuation to the downside. Remember, it's always going to be an if this, then that, right? So I think if we start breaking that 21 to the downside, I think then we're likely to see, a visit of maybe perhaps 12.4K or 12.5K.
Yep.
But otherwise, there's nothing else tipping me off on downside continuation. Nothing at all.
Alright, Krisha, so let's go ahead and talk about targets now to wrap this video up. We'll start with upside targets because the 4 hour is looking good. Like we already established, it does look like Bitcoin is catching a bit over here. So what are your most immediate targets? I'm looking at around 13.5 to 13.9K. What about you?
I'm looking at 13.9K. I think if we start taking out the top, which is pretty much 13.2K, I think that was like the top that we got to just yesterday. I think if we start living over that, I think 13.9K is on the books. That's going to be the next major level, and it's going to be a very, very volatile zone, Sean.
Yep, indeed. I totally agree with you over there. In fact, I did go ahead and just stretch out my rising trend line on the broadening wedge, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually give that an official touch at around $14,100. So we may see a little bit of an overextension. And Krisha, wouldn't that actually mean that we take out the high from the last run to 14? Yes, it would mean that, because the last high, Krisha, was around 24th June at 13,900-ish. If we do take that out, regardless of whether we see a pullback after that, to me, I'll be looking for eventual continuation to, wait for it, $20,000. Of course, we will see some pit stops in the middle of perhaps 16,000 first and then 20,000. So this is what I'm seeing, Krisha. If we take out that $14,000 high, we're likely to make our way up to 16,000 eventually. And then if we take out 16,000, it is very, very likely that we make our way to 20,000. And then if we take out 20,000, that's when your mother, that's when your father, that's when your sister, that's when everyone's friends and family and neighbors will be calling each other up and be like, hey, how do we get our hands on some Bitcoin? So that's the upside targets. What about downside targets to wrap this video up? What's the line in the sand for you to see a pullback, Krisha?
I think 12K to 11.9K. It's going to be like that really, really tiny zone there. But I think that's the next sort of major level that we have underneath us. That was the same level that we sort of broke out of, right? So yeah, that's what I'll be looking at.
I agree with you over there. If we do see a candle close, 2 4-hour candle closes, mind you, underneath 12,650-ish, right? I'll be looking for the move down, back on over to this consolidation area over here on the 4-hour time frame at 11,600 actually. So yes, there is a level over here at 11,800. So the 4-hour guys may actually dip all the way down to around 11,600. So wick down to that level with us getting supported on the higher time frames, the daily to the 4-day to around 12,000 is on the books if we lose this level at around 12,600. Krisha, do you agree?
I agree.
Awesome.
Yes,
so cool.
Sirree.
So hey, guys, take it one step at a time. Do the mango way. Do the stress-free way. If this, then that at all times. We could stay in a bull trend and still have deep pullbacks, right? Remember that throughout the cycle. Just because we are in a bull market does not mean we will not be having deep pullbacks. We could very well have those. That's what the volatility of Bitcoin offers on both sides. My name is Sean Dexter. Her name is Krisha. We'll see you guys in the next one. Likely Chainlink or Ethereum. Let us know in the comments down below. Ciao.
Ciao, guys.